And we're back.
Now we return to our show already in progress. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 61 of the Calypso
61
Cigar
and a half.
Yeah.
61 point dose.
I'm Brandon Luna.
I'm Randy Rankin.
And we, as always, we are at... I'm going to fucking fuck this whole fucking day up. I'm done. I'm out.
He quit. Brandon just quit.
Just quit.
Nate, get over here and take Brandon's place.
Quit this motherfucker. Thank God we aren't live.
Should I actually open the show now?
No. Fuck you. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 61.
61.
Of the Calypso Cigar Review Podcast. Take 4?
At least.
I am Brandon Luna.
I'm Randy Rankin.
And as always, we're at the lovely Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge in
Richardson, Texas.
Yes.
And because this is take 4, we've already cut, and we've already lit.
What did we cut with?
The Altadis Monte Cristo cigar scissor. If I can pick it up. God, this show sucks. The Monte Cristo cutter donated to us by Altadis USA and our buddy Eddie Gavito. Thank you, Altadis USA. Thank you, Eddie Gavito.
Eddie Gavito's the man.
He rules.
I just wish he was not so shy so he would come on the show.
Yeah, because
he's
cool. We had him on for like 5 minutes once, but that was a long, long time ago.
It was. That was like
episode 5.
4? Yeah, it was way back when.
Back when we got a lot of YouTube views.
Well, we were new.
Yeah, we
were
do.
new.
Yeah, we do.
Plus, we also had the hot chicks.
Yeah,
which I think drew a lot of it.
I think that did too.
But then certain people in the industry had a problem with that, so
we took those
shied
down.
away from the hot chicks. But whatever.
And I'm going to go ahead and take the cigar out of my face so you can see me.
And we are smoking something special today. It is something that's pretty hard to find. You categorize this as
absolutely. That's exactly what I would do.
Categorize it as hard to find
on
the forums. It is the Opus X Angels Share.
Angels Share.
And
Angels Share. What did you call it the first time? Angels Swear?
Angels Swear.
In one of the missteps earlier?
Which I would think the Angels Swear would be dang. Because they can't really swear a whole lot.
Unless it's the goods that Live Hard, Sell Hard movie.
Yeah.
Where Will Ferrell's an angel and you can cuss in heaven.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I hope you can cuss in heaven.
I hope so too. Yeah, I would think you can say everything except for the GD word.
Assuming that we're going to heaven.
Yeah. No, I'll be going to the other place. I'll just be taking it over. So, I would like to give a big shout out to Slim Jim 32. That's his name. Slim Jim 32 is the guy on Stogie Friends. I'm going to call him the bastard on Stogie Friends, who bombed me these instead of allowing me to pay for them. Because I did put up a post saying I was looking for some hard-to-find sticks. Can't get them here. And rather than let me pay for them, he sent them to us. He bombed them to me. So
that was cool.
Very cool of you, Slim Jim 32. Awesome, and you're going to get it.
Yep.
We're going to give it to you.
We'll do something.
Hard.
Live hard, sell hard, and all that kind of crap.
So
the cold draw was wide open.
And very sweet.
Very sweet.
Which is very unique for an Opus. Usually the cold draws on non-aged Opuses are a little bit bitter for me, but it was very, very sweet and very tasty. So,
but it is still very Fuente, though.
It is very Fuente, yes. Yes, it is.
We're pairing with Rebecca Creek. I can't remember if we've said that in this episode yet. Rebecca Creek, Texas whiskey. This is very smooth and caramely.
Yep. Oh, and this cigar is very smooth and sweet. Sweet and kind of buttery.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of bitterness, but not like, it's just kind of in the background.
Yeah.
But
so what are the deets?
The deets are pretty interesting. This is actually because of the Angel Share is a little bit different Opus. They use a lighter shade on the wrapper, which gives it that sweetness. It's actually a lower primings than your normal Opus X. It comes in 2 sizes, and let's go over the sizes.
This looks like a Corona.
7x48, which is the Reserve de Chateau, and then the 5 5/8 by 46, which is the one we're doing right here.
Yep.
So,
yeah. So Slim Jim even sent the right size.
Yep. I told him to send the smaller size because we tend to like Coronas. So, big thanks again to Slim Jim 32.
It burns off a little bit at the beginning, so let's see if that catches up.
Obviously with Opus X, everybody says you should age the shit out of them, so they probably should have waited like 5 years to smoke this, but I don't have that kind of patience.
It's already been aged since 2009.
Yeah, it's got some age on it already, and it's got some serious waftage too.
It's got some
major
smoke.
Yeah, the smoke is just like, it's like Liga, smoke. It's just like firehouse smoke.
I'm gonna have to correct that.
Very nice.
Look at that.
Yeah, I hope not, man. That's not too cool. But so this is something that should have come out a while ago. They've been pushing it back, but it's nice to see that it actually did come out.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far it's very, very tasty. You gonna correct, or are you gonna wait?
No, I'm gonna wait a little bit.
Wait a little bit.
But I'm gonna quit using triple flame lighters to light.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff with.
What are you going to use?
A single flame. So you can
Single
really
flame?
zero in on it. And
Yeah, I wish
it.
we had those
Or-
still, man. I loved those lighters.
Yes,
Those were great.
Royal Gold.
The Royal Gold lighters
I mean,
were
Casino
fantastic.
Gold.
Yeah. They're Royal Gold.
Yeah, the cigar is Casino Gold.
Yeah.
I was confused that whole episode. But I've been confused in all episodes so far.
Yeah, well, typically, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, dang it. I'm going to have to fix it.
Oh, just wait. Give it some time.
Man, it's
It'll
Mount
correct
Everest,
itself.
man. It's like this. It's
Yeah, I
got
know.
like a
Just give it some
triangle.
blow on it. Just give it a blow. Blow
That's
on your
what she
stick.
said.
Blow on the stick. Blow on it lightly.
If I could blow on my
gingerly.
stick, I wouldn't. Oh, never mind.
Oh, my God. We went blue fast.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
So this is our first Opus review, I think, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what other Fuente we did?
We did the Baton.
El Baton, but that's a Newman.
That's a
That's a
Newman.
Newman.
J.C. Newman. We did.
And then we did.
I did a.
We did the Añejo.
Rosado. Yeah, we did the Añejo. That's right. I did an Añejo on my own too, and I also did that Spanish Rosado. So we've done a couple in the history of the show.
Yeah.
But for us together, it's been pretty much this and the El Baton, I think.
Yeah.
And the Añejo.
And the Añejo.
Yeah.
But what a nice treat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Nate came in asking for them. We don't have an Opus account. I mean, we do sell some Opus because we get them through a distributor, but because we're not an Opus account, we don't get a lot of Opus. And Nate came in asking for it, so I actually called another shop that I know the guy who runs it, and he kind of laughed at me like, yeah, those go out like the day we get them. I'm like, yeah, I know that feeling.
Mhm.
We have any of the Unico stuff with tourist date that happens, it's gone the day we get it. So
Yeah.
that's when I told you about it, and Slim Jim came through.
Yep.
That's
So
very
as always, if you're looking for that hard to find stuff and you're on those cigar forums, ask.
Mhm.
Chances are someone somewhere in the country can find them somewhere, or they have them and they've been sitting on them and
Yeah.
they're going to be willing to share, at a
Right.
fair price. So that's one thing I love about the forums too, is a lot of those people don't really
They're willing
gouge each
to
other.
angel share.
Yeah, exactly. But they're willing to sell it to you at retail too. They don't want to gouge you on the price like some places do.
Right, exactly.
So
Nice.
it's always nice when that happens.
A little flaky ash. It's not a solid ash. I think it is going to correct itself though.
What are you thinking so far, Nate?
It's tasty.
Tasty.
Louder.
It's tasty.
Thank you.
It's tasty.
Thank you. So what's been going on with you, Brandon?
Well, my dad is here visiting, so I've been hanging out with
Yes, the great Eddie Luna.
him. And he is in the shop here today with us. He is also smoking a Fuente sun-grown Rosado. What do you think of that?
Nice and
Nice
smooth.
and smooth, he says.
That's
he likes it.
Kind of like his voice. He's got that nice, smooth
Yeah.
voice.
Now you know where I got it from. He
That's
yesterday,
assuming I think you have a nice, smooth voice.
I have an awesome voice.
You think?
Yes. I get paid to use my voice in sexual ways.
Nice. You use your voice in a sexual way?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
cool.
I do a lot of humming. Women love that.
No.
No, just But anyway,
This show is dumb.
your face.
Who
is
listens to
dumb.
this show?
Your face is dumb. What is that? Howard Stern did that. He was like humming into the mic, and that girl was having an orgasm or some shit. That's what you gotta
Nice.
do, buddy. That's what you gotta do.
So what else is going on then?
Yeah, nothing. Visiting with them
Nothing.
and having a good time, and
Cool.
work, normal bullshit there.
Yeah.
That stuff. No fun stuff right now. I haven't been doing any
Good
any
old
cartoon
corporate America.
things. Yeah, corporate America crap.
Nate and I went on a road trip last week.
Sweet.
It
Where'd
was,
you guys
it was a day
go?
trip, but it was fun. Had a good time. Drove down to San Antonio to
San Antonio.
visit a couple of stores down there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a good time.
That's my old stomping ground, man. I've had
Is it?
some stories about San Antonio.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're in the San Antonio area, Club Humidor is an awesome place to go.
I've set some fucking fires in San Antonio.
I bet you have, because
Yeah.
you were quite the pyro at
I
one
was,
point.
yeah. There was a
Me too.
put it this way. This is how cool San Antonio is. I went to a party in San Antonio, and someone threw a grenade at that party.
That is cool.
That's how cool San Antonio is.
That's how, yeah. Does San Antonio know how to party or what?
Yes, they throw live grenades at parties.
Yes. Now, we did because I don't watch a lot of TV, so if I'm up here, there's three things I watch. I watch Ridiculousness, Pawn Stars, and Man vs. Food. And there was a Man vs. Food episode where he was in San Antonio, and he went to a place called Big Lou's Pizza. I know they're not sponsoring us, but what the hell. It was good. It's worth going.
Yeah.
And he had talked about he had a barbecue brisket pizza.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So that stuck in my head, and I was like, I've got to try this. So I knew I was going to San Antonio. Nate volunteered to drive. We went down there, so we went to Big Lou's Pizza. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's pizza crust
Okay.
with barbecue sauce instead of marinara
Yeah.
or tomato sauce, whatever. 3 different cheeses, cheddar, mozzarella, and she didn't know the third one.
She didn't know the third cheese.
Didn't know the third cheese. And then brisket on top of it. And Oh no, that was good stuff.
Yeah?
That was good stuff. If you're ever in San Antonio, get the brisket pizza at Big Lou's. Good grief.
I could see Guy Fieri having a freaking orgasm over that.
Well, this was Adam Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond, yeah.
And he did. And food won, too, because we did not finish that pizza.
Oh, yeah?
And that was a week ago, and it's still in Nate's backseat. Or in the trunk of his car, I'm sorry.
Oh.
We did bring some back for people to try it, and we left it in his trunk.
The trunk smells wonderful.
I bet your trunk smells great. Wait a minute. It's the first time anyone said your trunk smells great.
You don't know that.
I'm guessing. Anyway, so yeah, that was fun. And, because, man, I hadn't been on a road trip in a while. That was kind of cool to just get in the car and drive. And we listened to the iHeartRadio app of our show.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool. And then, so I got my Randy edification in while we were driving.
Nice.
And then we switched to comedians because he's got Sirius. That was kind of cool. And then
Fancy, man.
that was cool.
You're fancy as fuck, dude. You got serious?
And then we listened to classic vinyl.
Nice.
That was badass. And they played some really good stuff.
It's like album rock. They play the whole
Yeah.
album.
Well, no,
Nice.
but it was deep album cuts.
Oh,
on
okay,
album.
that's cool.
It
That's
was great
cool.
stuff. So it's people you like, but songs that you hadn't heard in years. It was really cool. So it was a good trip.
I
So,
miss Sirius. I had it. My car came with it,
Mhm.
and I love how cars are nowadays. Where if it comes with it, it's going to do whatever it can to remind you that you have it, but you're
Right.
not paying for it.
Right.
So, like, I'll be listening to a CD and go in the store, come back out. Instead of continuing to play my CD, it's like, hey, Sirius, you should call and sign up. I'm like, like, leave me alone, Sirius. Like, why you got to be like that?
Right.
So I wish there was a way you could take it off because it's annoying as hell. But
So
Next
road trip, you need to go along.
yeah, definitely.
That'd be
That
fun.
sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Think-
taking my car.
No, because we smoked like 8 cigars apiece on that trip.
Oh, God.
There and back. Well, it's boring. I mean, what are you doing? Just
5 hours
Driving
in the
on the
car.
road.
Yeah.
5 hours there, 5 hours back.
What'd
So
you guys smoke? You remember anything? Anything
A
memorable?
lot of Oha, a lot
Yeah.
of Tarano,
Yeah.
and that's about it. Oh
Yeah.
wait, you bought he got a Ashton ESG, and he's been orgasmic over the
ESG
cigar.
or ESV?
It was ESG, right?
Yes,
It was
V?
V.
I don't know.
V.
Whatever.
there's a V.
Okay,
Extra sun-grown virgin, whatever the heck it is, whatever.
that's the VSG.
No,
That's
it's
Virgin
VSG.
Sun.
That was an ESG.
It was an ESG. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It wasn't the virgin.
Estate
sun-grown.
selection. I can't remember.
Estate selection. grown.
Vintage. I don't know.
Estate
But anyway, he
selection.
liked it.
Yeah.
But it's like $25. So
Yeah, they're
I will never be trying one
No.
unless someone. No, I'm joking.
Unless Ashton wants to send us some samples, we'll definitely review them
right,
for you.
exactly. Exactly.
If we can pry them out of Nate's
Which
hands.
is also a Fuente cigar.
Yeah, right.
You know, a lot of people don't know that, but Fuente makes
My
most of
ash is
Ashton's.
holding on pretty nice though.
Mine's been all flaky and everything, but my burn did correct. It's almost there, so that's good.
And you didn't correct it at all?
I am going to deband
Okay.
because I hate all the bands.
No, they're fancy, man. I like
I'm
these
so
bands.
anti-bands. I need a band ban.
A band?
Start banning bands.
Man, don't ban bands. That's cool. Bands are cool, man.
The rapper flaked.
His rapper flaked
Uh-oh.
when he pulled his band off.
Like nothing like the Viaje. We smoked the Viaje full.
Oh, yeah,
and
just
that
almost-
thing just fell
like
apart.
it raped the cigar. Someone
Yeah.
liked your throat rape
Yeah,
comment from
right.
last week.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
we
he-
love rape jokes.
He made a throat rape joke the other day, and
Well,
someone
I don't
laughed
even remember
their
what I
ass off.
said. What was it like? Something.
He said something you drank was like throat rape or something.
Yeah.
And it was a chick that even replied.
Oh,
She thought it was
yeah,
funny.
yeah. That's awesome.
But
Maybe she was like, "LOL, I'm going to hunt you down and kill you."
Probably.
That's probably what it was.
because rape is not funny.
Yes.
Rape is not fun.
No, it's not. Well,
Weird.
unless
Unless you use it in a funny sentence like that. Anyway,
So that's. I'm going to say right now. Besides the Lancero Opus X that I had I think about 5 or 6 years on it. This is probably my second favorite Opus X so far.
so far.
Yeah.
Oh, we
I
did
would
smoke
say.
an Opus. Oh, yeah. So on the road trip, Nate, because we were going there for a business thing, and if it worked out well, he was going to reward me with an Opus.
But he didn't. 'cause
And it
go
didn't go well. So anyway,
Yeah.
so he felt bad and rewarded me with an Opus.
Okay.
So he hands me one, and I put it in my mouth, cut it, and put it in my mouth. And just as I put it in my mouth, so I've already got my slobber on it, he goes, "Son of a bitch, mine cracked." And it cracked right at the shoulder. I mean, and it was like long ways.
What the
It
hell?
cracked right down like that. So I was like, well, I'd give you mine, but I've already slobbered on it, you know. And thank God he didn't take me up on it. Anyway, so he was holding his cigar like this
Yeah.
while he's driving because he's trying to block the hole. And he's like, "I figured out how to block the hole." And he's like, it was hilarious.
That's when you stop and get some vegetable pectin or fruit pectin and just,
We were on the road.
I'm just saying.
Smoke that sucker down to a nub.
He did. He smoked it right to the
So
burn.
you just cracked the wrapper then. It wasn't the bind or anything else.
Or the last third, he probably smoked wrapper less.
Yeah.
He had taken the wrapper off.
Oh, well. That sucks when it happens on an expensive cigar, man. That's the worst thing.
Kind of like when you have to relight it.
You spend money and just...
fucking bitch.
Yeah. I had to relight mine already once, too, but that was because we had the false starts at the beginning.
God. That was funny. We do need to do a blooper show one day. We really should.
Like Kirk's.
Yeah.
Keep your feet in the... Fuck! Whatever he said. It was just... Yeah,
keep
good
your,
stuff.
He goes like, he says something like, what does it always say? He doesn't even remember what he always says. That's funny. Man.
Okay, so we're going to take a break. We're at the end of the first third, and we'll come back for the second third of the Opus X Angels Share. Not
Yes.
swear.
Share.
Yes. We'll be back.
Okay.
All right, we're back for the second third of the Arturo Fuente Opus X Angels Share.
Burn totally corrected itself.
And now we're joined by Nate.
Ahoy there, mateys.
This is the Nate. Lean a little so we can see your face.
The real
Okay, that's
Nate.
enough. We don't need any more of your face.
The real
That's
cigar
good.
Nate.
The real Cigar Nate.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not an official Instagram name, though.
This is not at Cigar Nate. No.
No. That real cigar Nate who follows us was actually in the store today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We had a
And-
confrontation,
Yeah, Nate wanted to kill him.
Yep.
just a little bit.
But anyway, so show him your ash.
So the ash on this thing is pretty monstrous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
holding
got a
on pretty
nice
well.
ash. He's
Yeah.
got a nice ash.
I think I might just smoke it all the way down.
See if you can, yeah.
See how far you can get.
If you drop it, he has to pick it up, so no big
It's
deal.
got a clear floor.
Yeah, go over there. Put an ashtray between your legs.
He probably will.
He'll put
yeah.
anything between his legs.
Yeah, he will.
Bet your ass I will.
So
anyway.
far, so good. It's very tasty. Like all Fuentes that I've ever smoked, I would say that it's not necessarily complex,
But it has a nice taste.
but it has a nice taste.
Yeah, it's the exact same cigar so far. But it's good.
Very sweet, very earthy. Little that bitterness that was at the beginning that I was getting is kind of torn.
Yeah,
it's
that's not-
worn off. It's not
yeah.
there anymore.
And
So.
now speaking of torn, you two tearing off your bands
Yep.
did tear your cigars a little
We
bit.
did get some glue
I got a-
stuck on the wrapper, and I've got a couple holes now. Which
So
is not
now my
cool.
band to band makes more sense.
Yes,
See?
banning the bands. Yeah.
Banning bands.
But then you won't be able to tell what's in it. And someone can go in your humidor and just mix stuff up, and you won't know what any of it is. Do you really
Just make
want
every
that?
cigar the same price.
No, that won't work.
All cigars are $1.
No, you're talking socialism, man. That's not cool at all.
No.
Is it really socialism?
No.
It's really shitty
Still capitalism. It's still
It's really
capitalism.
shitty.
It's just not good capitalism.
Yeah, not good capitalism. Yeah, we don't want to do
Because we're
that.
telling people to buy stuff.
Yeah,
So that's capitalism.
but wouldn't there only then at that point be one cigar brand? Because they're all going to be the same.
No, there'll be different cigars. It's just they're
You
all the
just won't
same
be able to
price.
tell what any of them are.
Yeah.
And that would suck. That would really
I'm just
suck.
being
I know, but how much would that
goofy.
suck?
I'm being
Think about that.
fastidious.
You'd have to separate them by color and just hope you got something that you liked, basically.
Think that's a Maduro.
It might be a Maduro. It might be dipped. You never know.
It's not a good idea. I didn't say it was a good idea. I just said it would make life easier for people if bands weren't on cigars.
It just make them easy to come off. Don't glue the crap out of them.
Yeah,
They
that's-
rip off your.
That
damn
was kind of my
wrapper.
being facetious.
Yeah.
Was that duh? Just do that.
You could screen print them.
You could.
That would work.
Yeah.
That would work pretty well.
Anyways, we do actually have a segment planned for a change.
do?
We do.
Oh, okay, cool. What's that?
I'm actually going to touch the cigar page, which I don't usually do. Now, someone on Cats posted. Cats is a Facebook website or a Facebook group that you and I are both members of.
Yeah.
And someone posted a question, and me being on the B&M side of things, I think a little coaching and advice is necessary.
Okay.
His scenario, and I'm not going to get it exactly right because I didn't write down his details, but he said he went into a B&M and there was a sign that says no BYOC, no bringing your own cigars. And they had a tiny lounge with like 2 chairs in it.
Okay.
But to smoke in the lounge, it was like $250 a year. But then the next time he said a month, but I think he meant a year.
Yeah, it's probably a year.
And so he was talking. He's like, so if I pay $250 a month, then I can bring my own cigars. And the guy said, no, you can't. And it pissed him off. He wanted to know from B&M people, is that a proper way to run your store? And I'm just going to say, from our standpoint here at Calypso, because I think it's a very fair policy we have here, we don't charge a membership at all.
Yeah.
We have a huge, beautiful lounge, several TVs. We do have alcoholic beverages here that you can donate to get. You don't even have to pay for them. Just help us buy some more.
Yeah.
So we don't allow you to bring your own cigars in here because we don't charge you to come in this room and smoke. So what we ask for is to spend $10 in the humidor if you're going to stay a long time. If you just want to smoke your little half Corona, we'll let you smoke that in there for, $4. Come in here and smoke your $4 half Corona. That's not a problem. We have no issue because we don't charge anything for anyone to use this room.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very fair policy. On the other hand, if we were to charge you $250 a year or $500 a year, or if you bought a locker or something, then that's none of our business what you smoke in here. If someone gave you a box of Cubans and you want to bring them in there and share them with your friends, go for it. You have paid for that privilege in this store if we charged it. So that store charging $250 and then not letting you bring your own cigars, I think is pretty crappy.
Yeah.
What has your experience been with most stores you've seen around?
Most B&Ms in the general area have that policy, but it's not. I've seen it more and more recently where they're putting up actual stickers. It's like a no symbol with
like the Ghostbuster symbol.
It's like the Ghostbuster symbol with BYOC. So don't bring your own cigar.
Right.
And I get it. I mean, they want people to go in there and buy something.
Well, yeah, they're paying rent.
That's fine.
And employees.
You got to pay rent. Yeah, you got to pay for that, and that makes sense to me. Yeah. But if you're charging a yearly for a membership, $250 to go into the lounge, I think and especially usually that comes with a some sort of a, what do you call it,
a locker or a discount.
Yeah, a locker and a discount. Then I think you should probably be able to bring stuff in from home and put it in your locker and smoke that if you want.
I totally agree. Now, where I would maybe, if I were the owner of the B&M and I charged like an exorbitant fee, because there's some of them that are expensive. I was in one the other day that it was $650 a year.
Yikes.
But they give you 15% discount. Okay, well now since they're giving you a discount, you probably should still be able to bring your own.
Yeah.
But you should still buy stuff there since they're giving you a discount.
Yeah.
And it's a substantial discount too. And 15% is a lot of money.
Yeah, the discount is there to provoke you to
buy more
stuff.
Yeah. So while I think you should still be able to bring your own in that circumstance, I do think you should still buy since they're giving you the enticement with the discount.
Yeah. And true cigar smokers will anyway. They're going to come in there and know what they want,
right?
And they're going to look at what you have, and hopefully you carry some stuff that's in their flavor profile, and they're going to buy from you. So
yeah, exactly.
That's a given. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's an issue, but yeah, I mean, it's just different. I mean, it's one of those things. There's no real written rule. It's all kind of based on who runs the shop and what their rules are.
And this is a capitalist society, and a business owner can do whatever they want, but this is also a close-knit community of smokers, which we're both. I mean, I'm both. I'm a part of a B&M, but I'm also a smoker, and I do shop at other stores from time to time. And totally lost where the fuck I was going with that. But anyway, because we're a close-knit society, if you want to own your store and be that way, well, the word's going to get spread around town, and nobody's going to want to go to your store.
Yeah.
And that's the point of being in business, is to get people to come to your store. So make it a place where people want to come. And then they'll buy your cigars. They'll buy from you. And if they smoke their own, that's fine if they're paying for that privilege. Now, this circumstance where this guy was talking about, so they didn't have a lounge for him to sit in. There were 2 chairs, and they were both taken. So now he was being expected to buy a cigar there and then just stand and smoke it. And pay $250 a year.
Yeah,
and pay $250 a year for that. No, that's pretty crappy.
I just wouldn't go back.
I just wouldn't go back to that store
to do that.
Now, what we've talked about, Matt and I, if we ever move to a different location where we had a bigger humidor, we've talked about doing the membership thing, and we kind of go back and forth. And I'll tell a story. I won't tell the name of the store or anything, but this guy brought up a good point when Matt was talking to him about why he doesn't do memberships. And he said, because this is my store, and if someone's paying me so much money a month to sit in my store, they therefore feel like I'm part of the ownership here. I'm contributing money. I can make my own rules in here. And he said there was a parade in that city that day, and so there were hundreds of people going in front of his store. And a black man walked in with his child and asked if he could his child needed to use the restroom. Could he take us? And so the only restroom they had was in the private lounge. So sure enough, the owner said, yeah, go ahead. So he takes his kid through there, and one of the members said, you're not allowed in here. You're not a member. And he said, I know, I'm just taking my kid to the bathroom. He says, plus we don't allow your kind in here.
Wow.
So the guy went and kicked him out, said, you don't dictate what comes on in my store, and you don't treat anyone that walks through the door that way. This is my shop. So you do, as an owner, you have to worry about that. If someone paying for something, then they're going to feel entitled to certain attitudes. Now that's an extreme.
Yeah, that's very.
You know, that dude's just a bad dude in real life. Period.
Yeah.
If you have that mindset, but you know, so it's a dicey proposition, and I really think, not to just brag, I really think we do it the most fair way here. If you want to smoke something here, buy it here, and we're not charging you for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's probably the best way of doing it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And to me, that lends more to the feel of the place. You know, it's kind of like
It makes it a
type thing.
Yeah, it makes it a comfortable.
Oh, he lost his ash.
And it missed the ashtray.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
No, it went right in there.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Half of it went in there.
Yep.
Half of it
Mine's
went in.
actually holding on pretty good right now.
Every time I set it down, it falls off on mine.
But
So-
I think when you get money into it, when you get that fee into it and everything, it kind of takes away from the experience.
Yeah,
of,
it's not
you
as
know.
fun. It's not as you know. I mean, you've been here on Friday afternoons when Chad and Pedro and Nate
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
comes in here, and we all sit around, shoot the shit and everything. Everyone bought their cigars. We all sit around. Nobody feels like
Yeah.
a guns to their head to come in here and sit, and they enjoy it. And that's what makes Calypso a fun place to go. And there's a lot of them around town. There's a lot of them all over the state of Texas, but there are some that you just get a feel that you're kind of interrupting their party
Yeah.
when you go in, and certainly no one ever gets that feeling.
I
here.
had that a lot when I first started smoking cigars. I would go to various B&Ms just to get a feel for what was in the area and what do they have that I wanted. And every once in a while, you know the particular place I'm talking about. That
Yeah.
You know, I walked back there. I didn't know. I was just walking around. I was just like, hey, what's this? What's that? Opening doors, and I opened the door. Private room. They're playing poker back there, and the
Yeah.
guy's like, can't come back here. You gotta have a membership. I'm like, all right. I was just checking to see what it is. You gotta go. I'm like, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what an asshole.
That,
you know?
that exact same thing happened to me, and I think it's the same place. A female friend of mine was in town, and she smoked cigarettes, and we ate dinner down the street from this place, and she said, I want to go to this place and have a cigarette. And I said, okay, this place actually allows you to smoke cigarettes and cigars. So we went in there, and a friend of mine, he shops here, he shops there, he shops all over. He's a member in the poker room, and he's a photographer, and he had taken some pictures that were hung up in the room of the poker room.
Yeah.
So he said, hey, when you get a chance, I want you to come in there and see my pictures. And I said, am I allowed back there? And he said, yeah, you'll be my guest. I can show you back there. And I said, well, she wants to come too. And he said, not she being Nate, she being the girl I was with.
Yeah.
And he says, well, she could come in there. So we walked in. Sure enough, man, people started hiding their cards.
Yeah.
Can't come in here. Private party. Private room. Must be a member. And my friend's like, he's my guest. Well, make it quick. So me
Wow.
being the dick I am, I stood in front of every picture for like 2 minutes. Looking at every picture.
Just taking him in. Yeah.
Going, so like, how much longer is he going to be? My friend's like, I said he's my guest. You're allowed to have guests. Not during a poker game. It's like,
Wow.
so, I have not been back to that store since then. I didn't feel welcome,
Yeah.
So you lose
It's
a
that.
customer.
Yep,
It's
that's
that
exact-
club feel. It's that
Yeah.
whole. I don't know.
Yeah.
You feel that way at country clubs too. It's.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why it's called Country Club. So.
Only time I've ever been to a country club, my ex-stepfather-in-law was members out at Woodbridge Country Club in California. So, yes, I'm name dropping there.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know. I don't know country club rules. And so the golf cart girl came by to ask if we wanted a beer and everything. And so I said, yeah, I'll take a whatever. And since he had paid for the golf, I reached for my wallet. And you thought I would have asked her to give me a blowjob. She was offended because I'm not a member. I'm not allowed to pay for anything on
Oh.
the country club.
Wow.
So he's looking at me like, oh no. He's like, no, I got it. And I'm like, what the hell? I can't
Yeah.
even buy something because I'm not a member here.
Yeah.
I can't even buy a beer.
Could you give her a tip
I didn't.
for the blowjob? No?
I'd give her the whole thing.
How about I just give you a
she was
20 and you
cute.
just do what you think is fair?
Yeah. So but anytime you have that mentality, I think it does take away from the.
Yeah, it just takes away from the fun of it. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
this is like Cheers for us.
Yeah.
You know, we come here, everybody knows our name, and we hang out, and it's a good time. You know.
Mhm.
So
And
yeah,
that's,
I mean that's
you know,
the way it should be.
It's
I
the way
think.
it should be, and hopefully we're getting it right. And I think we are based on all the positive feedback we get. So that's
Yeah.
cool. We can't get rid of this guy.
If you go into a B&M and you don't feel welcome, guess what? There's probably another one a couple miles down the street that is going to welcome you with open arms and treat you like a human being.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
as you know, and that's our
They can
recommendation.
always spend their money elsewhere.
Yeah, and I would say that's our recommendation to B&M owners is make it fun. Make engage with your customers, which is the whole reason I started coming here, because this is one of the few places in the area that actually engaged with me. Matt followed me into the room and he's like, "What do you smoke?" I smoke this. He's like, "Well, let me recommend that and this." And he was actually, you did the same thing.
I could tell that you were an internet guy, and I knew that you had never had the Alec Bradley New York, so I had to. Which we still need to review. People are wanting us to review that.
We need to review that, yeah.
But even then I offended you at the register.
Did you? I
You don't remember that?
No.
Because your last name's Luna, and we have another
call me a
customer.
spick?
No,
Oh, okay.
kind of. Okay, there's this customer comes in. I won't give his first name, but his last name is Luna. He's Hispanic.
Yeah.
And he comes in all the time, but when he's not, he'll send his lackeys to come in and buy for him, too. And because we have a reward system, I wanted to make sure he got credit for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he said your name was Luna, I said, "Oh, are you so-and-so Luna's brother?" And he said, "No." I said, "Okay." And I started to say, "Well, you're both Mexican." I went, "Oh." I didn't mean to say that. That meeting, I wanted to explain to you why.
You guys are all related?
I said, because of the rewards thing, and I'm trying to sputter, and you're like, "Dude, I got it. I understand." And I'm like, "Okay." But I did not mean to be that way.
I was walking out going, "Crack ass, cracker."
But yeah, I wanted to make sure that Luna got credit for it if you were buying cigars for him.
And does he come here anymore?
Oh, yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to meet this guy.
Yeah.
You never know. It might be related.
Yeah,
Who knows?
never know, somewhere along the way.
You lost your eye.
Yeah.
And speaking of, that's ironic I'd bring up that story because he's a Fuente guy. That's all he buys is Fuente stuff.
Fuente. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
And he's got a female lady friend or wife, I don't know, in Mexico. And he spends like 3 months here, 3 months there. So before he goes on his Mexico trip, he'll buy like 4 boxes of short stories.
Nice.
So it's always a nice deal when Mr.
no
Luna
kidding.
walks in the door.
no kidding.
At least some Luna spends money in here.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't have to because I get all my shit for free. It's part of the deal.
Oh man, I talk so much that I'm.
Well, this is darn tasty, and you know what? As long as I've been smoking cigars, I probably have smoked maybe 20 Fuentes. I really haven't smoked that many.
Yeah.
And it's
That's about
not
right.
because I don't like them. It's just because there's so much else to smoke that I
Right.
just haven't really gone back.
And we
I-
tend to lean towards the boutiques more so than the bigger.
It's that. Plus, I tend to lean towards the Maduros, the Nicaraguans,
The
and these are
stronger
a lot of
stuff,
Cameroon and stuff like that. So
and Dominican and everything. Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it too. But I like Fuentes. Every time I have one, I love them. It's
Mhm.
just I just don't have them all the time.
Right.
So man.
So this
whatever.
is probably the fourth, about the 7th Opus I've had,
yeah. I
and
probably
I've
had less than that.
liked every one of them.
I probably had 4. I think in my lifetime. So,
But I don't know if I've ever been blown away like, oh my god, I got to have another one. But it's like if someone offers me one, it's like, sure. It's a good
the one that
cigar.
blew me away was that Lancero. That Lancero with some age
That
on
was
it was
a good one. That was
so
good.
good.
Yeah, it was.
So damn good. This is a close second. This is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish we could get more of these and hold on to them because I think they would
Yeah.
benefit from the age.
Although they'd be really mild because this is pretty mild.
Yeah, it is.
It'd be really.
That's probably
really
another
mild.
thing I don't really buy a whole lot of Fuente because they're all pretty mild. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
think of a real bold Fuente. That's,
Some of the Añejo's a little stronger, but it's still not that much.
yeah. Maybe that's why people like the Shark. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I don't know.
The Fuente Maduro's a nice tasting Maduro, but you don't get a lot of strength in those either.
Yeah. See, their Maduros aren't as sweet as like the Liga Maduros or the
Or even the
Padron.
Oliva G, the
Yeah,
Oliva G Maduro.
exactly. Yeah, that's like chocolate cake
yeah,
or something.
it is. It is.
Compared to a Fuente, so
Mhm.
it's all personal preference. I mean, you're looking at what you like and what your palate says you want to smoke, and that's what you smoke. So I tend to lean more towards the Padrones and the Ligas and the Tatuajes and stuff like that. So
Yeah, we had a customer come in today, and I know we've said similar lines on the show, but I got to use the line in person today. Kid came in, he says, "Oh, I want to get a really good cigar. What's a good cigar?" And I said, "Well, what have you had?" And he said, "I usually just smoke Macanudo." And I go, "Is that a good cigar to you?" And he says, "Yeah, but I'm probably not supposed to like Macanudo." And I said, "If you like the cigar, it's a good cigar."
yeah,
So it doesn't matter if it's a Macanudo or a Padron or a Fuente, it doesn't matter. But because I knew what he liked with Macanudo, I was able to make a recommendation. Yeah, if you like Macanudo, you might try this and see what you think. And
what'd you lean them towards?
I showed him, well, I asked him price range, and he didn't want to spend more than $6 or $7. So in that range, I showed him the Oliva Connecticut Reserve and the Romeo and Juliet Reserva Real.
Mm.
And he hem and hawed, and he went ahead and got a Macanudo. He's like, I'll just get Macanudo. I know that one. So,
Right.
but hey, I tried. And,
Yeah.
Try to open the doors.
Sometimes you got to go with what you like.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's okay. So we're going to take another break. We'll come back for the last third. I want to thank Nate for joining us for the second third here, even though you can't see him because his face is behind
And
the
we also want to
microphone.
thank him for not being able to see him. That was
Oh,
nice.
Wilson.
You're pulling a Wilson, yeah. Hiding behind the fence.
Heidi ho, neighbor.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back. All right, so we're back for the last third of the Opus X Angels Share. And again, I want to thank Slim Jim 32.
Nate's stealing my
Yeah.
thunder there.
I
Angel share.
want to throw out again a thank you to Slim Jim 32. Thanks a lot over at Stogie Friends for these. They're fantastic. Very good.
We're having issues with it going out.
The burn is a little wonky, and I've actually had a void. So it went out, even though I was smoking it, I wasn't
Mine
yapping.
was too, and then
Still
Nate
went
had that
out,
happen to him
so.
just now.
It happens.
But it happens. They're organic creatures. They're going to have flaws.
Yep, they are. So a couple of things in cigar news that I thought was kind of interesting. Tatuaje is doing Little Monsters again.
Cool.
We reviewed one of those,
Yeah.
the face.
Yep.
They're doing what they're calling the Little Monster Pudgies,
Okay.
which is that they haven't
Like a nub
released-
size?
They haven't. That people are worried about that. They're hoping that they're not nubs. All they're saying is that they're basically pudgy monsters based on the originals, and they're releasing 2 new monsters in the pack. They haven't released a price yet, but basically
Nice.
it's going to be all the originals plus the Chucky and the Bride.
Okay.
So that's kind of
Chucky.
cool. Yeah,
Nice.
so that's kind of cool.
Did you ever see the new Chucky?
I did not.
I've
we
got
were
it.
gonna watch it.
It was going to be our next Estimate
and
Cursed
we
Creature
didn't-
feature.
and we didn't do it. So,
Oh, well. It happens.
but I've heard, and it went out again. Damn, I was just
Damn it.
smoking it too.
Yeah.
But I've heard that it's actually not a bad Chucky movie. It's one of the better ones. But they do a digital Chucky, and people weren't too happy about that. So
Quit doing digital stuff, people.
yeah,
Jeez.
it's tasty though. But
Yeah.
I wish it didn't have those voids. That's the one thing I would say that I would want to be different. This is kind of interesting news here. Non-Cubans go global. And this comes from Cigar Aficionado. Apparently, everywhere else in the world besides America, people smoke Cubans because they're readily available. You don't
Yeah.
have to, go crazy and get them illegally and
Right.
stuff so they can smoke them.
Right.
But apparently, they're starting to get a taste for the non-Cuban stuff.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool.
Good.
So a lot of companies are really trying to get their smokes out there. Oliva V is kind of one of the ones that's really getting out there and trying to put their cigars
Cool.
elsewhere in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that Petite Corona that we smoked.
Yep. So that's very cool. I think I think they said 45 countries now Oliva's sold in. So that's awesome. Yeah. So I think that's you guys out there. We got international listeners. Smoke those non-Cubans. They're some of the best cigars out there right now. I mean, it's construction wise, flavor wise.
The rest of the world's caught up.
Yeah.
Or the rest of the tobacco world.
Nicaraguan cigars, Dominican cigars, they're
Honduran,
great
they're
cigars.
fine,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're really great cigars.
Even
So
you can get a good one from Costa Rica, even from time to time. I've even had a Hawaiian cigar. Have you ever had a Hawaiian cigar?
no,
They actually grow cigar tobacco in Hawaii.
really.
It
Tastes like coconuts and bananas or something.
coconuts and bananas and pineapple. It's weird. No, I'm joking.
No.
But their excise tax is like incredible. Even though it's freaking Hawaii.
Yeah.
Because Matt was going to buy into it one time, but it was going to be wholesale $20 a stick. So
Wow.
retail would have been way up there.
Wow. They better be damn
They weren't that good. They were good,
Yeah.
but they weren't that good. I mean, they weren't even close to that good. They were.
Do you even know
good
what the brand
$8.
name
I
was,
can't
or?
remember what it was. It's a B&M out in Hawaii,
Mhm.
and he has these cigars made for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I don't remember the name. This was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, there's good cigars all over.
There's good cigars all over. I
That's
mean,
what
even
it is.
guys like Brandon
Brandon Holdsworth, yeah,
he grows his own freaking tobacco and everything.
yeah,
I
he
mean,
was telling me that he's having drying issues with them this year.
Yeah.
So I was hoping we could smoke one. He's going to be on an episode coming up in the next 6 weeks. So.
Sweet.
He's a good dude. Scott Cognac actually tweeted me just a minute ago. I was just looking that he's met Brandon at because they were talking about because Brandon's territory is in Kansas, and so I wanted to know what some of the good stores there, so I could find out where Scott Cognac smokes his cigars. Scott's a good listener in Wichita for us.
Big supporter of the
Big
show.
supporters. He retweets. Did you see all the tweets he sent out last night?
Yeah.
Just
We got
out of
a-
nowhere.
We got a favorite from House of Cards because
I
of
know.
him.
Yeah, that's really
that
cool.
was weird. I'm like, what?
I know. So that's 2 TVs. I got a Wipeout favorite today.
Oh, did you?
So I got a Wipeout favorite and a House of Cards favorite. That's pretty
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah, very cool.
And House of Emilio favorited us, but they're always there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he said that so Brandon had already left, so I couldn't say, "Oh, are you familiar with this store that Scott shops at?" But he just tweeted me and he said that he's actually spoken to Brandon Holdsworth at an event at one of the shops in Wichita. So that's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, because Brandon's a cool dude.
Yep, he's working for a great company too, House of Emilio.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got a House of Emilio story if you're interested.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Because we didn't have a lot of shout outs this week. We will next week, but we do have some that are pretty relevant. Guayacán Cigars is another in the House of Emilio family. They're following us now on Twitter.
Yeah, they're following me too.
And that's an interesting story. It was a guy in Cuba who was arrested for rolling Cuban tobacco for Cubans. Because you know that Cubans are not allowed to smoke Cuban cigars?
Really?
Yeah. It's illegal for them to smoke. Cubans are not allowed to smoke Cuban tobacco. Okay, I didn't know it either, but that's their rule.
That doesn't
so
make
this
sense
guy gets arrested for it, put in jail. Something happens. Somebody bailed him out for like $5,000, so he moves to whatever country, I think Nicaragua, and had a factory no bigger than this room, and started rolling his own cigars. House of Emilio caught wind of it and offered him distribution. Because this guy didn't even know how to write an invoice to sell his cigars. He just knew how to make cigars. And I had one, and I liked it, and you've got one, and it needs to be a review pretty soon, because it's a really cool story. This guy went from literally jail to boom, and he's surviving. Wow. Yeah, he's surviving and making a living now, doing what he loves. And it's a nice cigar. Won't tell you any details. We'll smoke it later, but it's a good cigar. So thank you, Guayacán Cigars, for the follow. Jeff Hirschauer, your shout out. Kirk Poolside Cigar Reviews. Jeff, what's his name? Jeff Watts in San Antonio. He and I tweeted a couple times today. Desert Cigar Reviews.
Yep.
What was Cigar Obsession?
Cigar Obsession was commenting on a couple of our reviews, which is great.
That's awesome. Thank you.
He's big in the industry, so that's cool.
And what was the girl's name? Guilio?
Yeah, it's a weird name, yeah.
She was the one that liked the inappropriate third rate comment. We won't go back on that subject. Typical Brandon Holsworth. Yeah. He tweets us. Anybody at House Emilio. Nate McIntyre, the real cigar Nate.
He might have
he gets a shout out, and we'll have the rest of them next week. And we'll also we haven't done the top 10 cities in a few episodes. We need to do top 10 cities.
I got a couple from Twitter just because I have it up. I got Irene Alita, she's new, and John Stansel, also another new follower.
Is there an Emma Senorita?
Dr. Jimmy B.
Okay.
That was really about the only new ones. Michelle, smoking professor or whatever her name is.
North Carolina girl.
Yeah, that girl. So that's cool.
And anyways, there's a lady with General Cigar, and she followed me first, then she followed the show, and I think she started following you, I thought. But I forget her name, but she'll definitely be on next week's episode of the shout-outs. But we gave a few, so we're good. We stayed loyal to our rule. Yeah. So anyway, we were talking about shows that I need to start. I was going to pick one of the big 5 that you're supposed to have watched or been watching.
Yeah.
And Brandon's dad just informed me that Boardwalk Empire is only like 6 or 7 episodes a season, and I like Shea Wiggum, so I think I'll pick Boardwalk Empire. I will watch some Boardwalk Empire this week.
I think you'll like it. It's a darn good show.
Okay. All right.
And he's got a really good story arc too, so you'll like what he does in the show. I think a lot.
Okay. Cool.
And there's a lot of boobs in it.
Nice. I have something I want to talk about. I'm going to kind of beat our dead horse, but this is something that you and I are passionate about.
Boobs?
No, it's movies.
Okay.
We're going to go to movies here.
Okay.
I don't listen to
movies with boobs.
I don't listen to podcasts, but saw that Kevin Costner was on Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen used to be on ESPN. Now he's on the NFL Network, talking about that new Draft Day movie.
Okay.
And this is one of the reasons why I'm a Costner fan, and I know you'll appreciate this too.
Okay.
In '99, Costner was asked to present the all-century baseball team at the All-Star game, and he didn't want to do it. He thought there's other people that could do this. I'm not really a baseball player, but MLB got a hold of it. They're like, no, you represent baseball so well on the movies. We want you to do this. And so he said, well, what am I going to do? And they said they handed him 3x8 cards with a nice bio of every player. And he's doing it at the game live. And he read all these bios, and they were so well written. He said, I'm doing it. He said, yeah, I'll do that. That's great. So an hour before he's supposed to do this, they come up and they're like, man, that's going to take too long. So these are the new cards. And it was like 10 words on each player.
Yeah.
And he goes, I thought about the way I make my movies, and I thought, no, you had it right the first time. Don't fuck with it. And if you are, I won't do it. He goes, I'm not being difficult. It's just you had it right to begin with. Let's just do it. I'll just read it faster. And so they said, okay, just read it faster. And it wound up being great. And I remember this night, and all the players were getting emotional, and they were crying, and they all came up and thanked him. It was like so awesome. And it was like, that's why I like his movies, because he fights for getting it right the right time, at least in his own projects, not Jack Ryan or anything. But yeah, I just thought that was really cool. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it if you're not going to do it right.
Yeah.
What?
Nate's like blasting farts back there.
Jeez, trying to have a nice movie conversation. But anyway, that's kind of, I like the actor that stands up for what's right, or he's just a person that stands up for what's right. This, if you're going to do something and make a production out of it in life, movies, sports, whatever, do it right.
Yeah.
Don't shorten it and cheapen it just because you're worried about it might take an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
But
so what's your overall thoughts on the Angel Share?
It's a nice cigar. It never changed.
It's getting molder in the last third.
Mine's not at all. It's
really?
very.
Maybe I'm smoking it faster. I don't know, but it's definitely gotten bolder.
It went out.
Yeah,
went out.
Did it really?
Yeah, went out.
Dang,
Man.
went out again. Because you're flapping your yap about Costner.
It was a good story. Then I even texted you something about he said, and he didn't even reply to that text. I thought that was an interesting comment.
I don't remember you texting. Well, my phone's. I'm not getting half my texts. So.
Yeah, because he said, talking about people he's worked with, because he's worked with some legends. Talked about Burt Lancaster and Field of Dreams, and then Connery and Untouchables. And he said Connery's the biggest star he ever worked with, that Connery is just a movie star. And he said, not that he's not a great actor, he's a great actor, he says, but he's just got star quality.
Yeah.
Even just ordering a hamburger, like a movie star's ordering a hamburger. But he said something that I thought you would appreciate, because we both feel the same thing. He said, but the greatest actor he worked with by far is Gene Hackman. He said he's just the best.
Yeah,
he's
Gene Hackman's
the best actor,
man.
Best actor by far he's ever worked with.
For the love of God, he needs to make another movie, and it needs to be better than Moose Port.
Okay, well, he said, Welcome to Moose Port. Okay, he said he doesn't want to do movies anymore because he likes to be in bed at night. Yeah. So let's write something that's shot only during the day for him, get him to do it.
Just go
or somebody writes something that's just a day movie, so he doesn't have to shoot at night. So that Welcome to Mooseport is not his final legacy.
God,
oh damn it!
Bad movie.
Yeah, I'll do a movie with Ray Romano, and then I'm going to retire. Really?
I'd have been better off retiring after Birdcage. You know?
I know. Damn it, I didn't even light it after I tried to relight it. See, in Runaway Jury, and I know I've said this, his name was Rankin in Runaway Jury, and that was his second to the last movie.
Yeah.
So that would have been cool if his last movie, his name was Rankin. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, as always, check us out all the normal places you can find us at: iTunes,
we're going short
Spreaker,
today.
Podomatic, Stitcher.
You didn't bring anything to the table, so we're going short today, right?
Well, no, but I'm trying to keep them at 45 minutes because it seems to be popular. The shorter episodes seem to be really popular.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
The last one that was over 300 views was Billy Pond, and that was an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, but that's YouTube versus... I'm talking about the iTunes listens. If you look at the iTunes, all the short episodes get a crap ton of listens. So
we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
If you want us to go longer, let us know.
That's my theory. And I'm sticking to it. I'm the stats guy.
I like the stats. Last two times I've mentioned stats, you're like, I haven't even looked at it in a couple of days.
Well, now I've looked at it, and guess what? The short episodes are the ones that get all the listens. At least on iTunes. And Spreaker. And iHeartRadio.
I'm going to go through Podomatic and look.
We can do that.
I'm going to go through and look.
Fine, let's do it. Fine.
I'll make a spreadsheet.
We're going to look at it right now. We're going to come back. No, I'm just kidding.
I will have Podomatic stats next week.
Okay, yeah, we got to do the top 10 cities. That's always fun. That's
do
a
the
cool
top 10 cities. We'll also do the top 10 episodes, and we'll see which ones are minis and which ones are full.
All right.
That's a bet. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Okay.
I'll buy that for $1. Put a $1 bet on that.
A whole dollar.
A whole $1.
Well, I didn't get paid for that trip last week, so you're going to have to wait a couple of weeks. I lost my daily pay.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And didn't make a sale. Bastards.
All right. So, as always, everybody, it's been great smoking with you.
See you later, Brandon.
Tasty smoke. Thanks a lot again, Slim Jim.
See you guys.
See you, Nate.
No, see you later, Randy.
See you later, Randy.
You suck. This is your worst episode ever.
Fuck your face.